I'm a DJ, right? You know the vibes.
Welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday, and welcome to Vibe Rides. If this is the first time you've tuned in with us on a Tuesday or Thursday, my name is Scott Bachman, and I am the EVP for Vibe Rides. Happy that you're all joining us on the call today. As always, I'd like to take a look and find out where all our drivers are today. And the way I look to see where all our drivers are is I see which one of you has got the app turned on and who's actually working today. So there's a lot of people out there with the app on and driving, so concentrate on driving. But right now, it's been interesting as I look before every call. It's always fun to see where we have the most drivers on. And again, if you're new on the call, the markets we're looking at are the markets that we're in right now. In Texas, we're in Dallas, and we're in Houston. And over in Florida, we're in Orlando, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami. So right now, at this point in time, we've got our most drivers online at Vibe Rides in Orlando today. So Orlando's on the map, is more drivers on. So special hi to all of you drivers out in Orlando this morning. So again, thanks for tuning in. I'm usually, when I'm monitoring and I'm on here, I'm always looking at what's going on Zoom. But today I've also fired up my other computer. I'm also watching Facebook at the same time. So it's kind of fun seeing what's going on back and forth between the two and who's on and what the chats are. So for our drivers out there that have been with us before, you'll all understand this. And what we do here is we're really focused on this call is really to keep the drivers current and updated what's happening at Vibe Rides. A lot's going on. There's a lot of stuff related to the software, but really we try to go through and really focus on you, the drivers, when we do our calls. So with that, let's get into today's presentation. And I know Angela's there, and she's ready to start our slides for us this morning. So good morning to you, Angela, and let's get rolling.
Good morning, good morning. Give me 1 second to get ready here. Let's see here. Okay. Almost.
All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. Here we go. For the Vibe Rides driver update, looks like we've got a new Spanish Zoom line out there. So I know we've got some folks out there listening on the Spanish line. This looks like a new number to me. So I know it's been up here at the start, but again, it's 822-379-948 for our Spanish-speaking individuals that are out there. So again, 822-379-948. Okay, Angela, next slide, please. Okay, our disclaimer. We talk about this before every call, and that's simply because we're going to see some financial results, and we're going to see some financial information. And we just want to make sure that everybody understands this. We don't make any guarantees as it relates to this information. And while you look at this opportunity as a driver, your success is going to be based all on your commitment level and your abilities. So again, our disclaimers are just out here to let you know that we're not making any guarantees. With that, on to the next slide, please, Angela. Okay, software feature update. And if you've been on the call with us week by week, you'll be getting pretty used to this by now. But part of doing this is make sure that you're all on the current version of that app. So if you're new with us on Vibe Ride, again, welcome today. And I'd like to introduce you to Angela. Angela is our Director of Business Development for Vibe Rides, and Angela works extremely closely with our development team on what software features are coming out, what the updates are. And so, Angela, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can bring our drivers up to speed on what revisions of software we're at today.
All right. Thank you, Scott. Sounds like a plan. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone out there. Welcome to the update. And we're going to keep updating you consistently, constantly, because it's important that you know this. And that not just for yourself, so you can share it with people out in the field to make sure everyone's up to date, because we know people are working. So spread the word and let them know. So if you're on here, give yourself a pat in the back, give yourself a clap to take out the time today to come and get updated. And many of you are updating it for yourself and then bringing it out to the field. So kudos to you today. Thank you so much for taking out the time. Well, thank yourself so much for taking out the time. So, all right, let's get started. Latest software versions. The driver app version went from 48. I don't know why I always have to clear my throat when I start talking. Driver app version went to 70. That's a lot of work, everyone. The dev team is working so very hard for you to give you a tremendous, strong tool for you to utilize out there. So that's amazing. And then the rider app went from, 58 to 61. Now, by the end of the day today and moving forward, the apps will constantly get updated. And not only on the front end, not only what you visibly see, the back end is getting stronger and very robust as well. So just so you know, we're working on the back end of things as well, okay? All right, so here are the specific update features that we have. And of course, there's more coming through and we'll announce them as soon as we can. But in this case, today we've got sign-in buttons. And I actually have a picture of that, so we'll show you what that specifically means. So we had, every time you signed in, and even though you were registered, you had a register button for your confirmation. So now, if you're already in the system, that's driver and rider, you will get a sign-in button rather than a register button. But if you're not in the system, of course, you will have a register button, and that's what was changed. Tolls route error. So what was happening is we had drivers out there who were getting their trip receipts and their history, and it actually said tolls, and they were being, there was numbers for some reason propagating in the toll area, and that was an error because we've had these specific drivers not take tolls for those trips. And so what happened was, for some reason, it was coming up. So now that's not happening anymore. The mapping has been updated. The routing's been updated. That will not happen. Even though no one was charged for tolls or no one used tolls for these specific drivers, we have fixed that. All right, trip history, accurate reporting, and earning details. That's in regards to your receipt. So your trip history and your trip receipt is very detailed now. Everything is filled in. The details are all in there. That's where you can see all of your earnings as well, of course. So all the trip details are now fully functional, up to date, and accurate. Accurate earnings for drivers are accurate earnings for drivers are coming through later today. So that's exciting. That's an exciting component. We understand, even though your earnings were detailed in your trip history, it is now coming through and getting pushed through so you can actually see it under earnings. So that's coming through later tonight. So the back end is still being worked on. So remember, things are still getting pushed through. So we appreciate your patience, and you'll be seeing that later today. Error messages when trying to book a ride has been fixed. So what was happening, riders were getting an error message when they were asking for a ride. Even though everything was fine and the ride was being asked and it was going through the system to the driver, they were getting an error message on their end. And what happens is when you get an error message, people are like, maybe it's not working, I'm going to cancel. So they were canceling rides because of that error message. So that's not happening anymore. We've got that updated and fixed. So trips are still going through, but the error message, that is gone. So that's been updated. Drivers will start getting emails regarding their iPayout e-wallet set up for later today. This of course, is very exciting. So all the registered drivers that have gone through the whole process, that means you've been approved to drive for Vibe Rides, you will get an email from iPayout, which is the e-wallet company that you're going to be getting your money and earnings transferred to. So you'll be getting an email later today to set up your e-wallet so that all of your earnings will get pushed through to your wallet, and then you can pull that out weekly. So that's really exciting. That's coming through today. So look out for that email, okay? Drivers, riders, and overdrive. Yes, fully tagged, tracked, and traced. We've had some questions out there, and I've been watching the comments during our trainings, and we had questions regarding the tagging of the drivers, riders, and overdrive. And that's for people in overdrive that are getting earnings, which we'll be talking about very soon in regards to that. So everyone is tracked. The system has been updated. The app is very robust now. And what's really exciting is our developers have integrated into our marketing arm, which is iBoomerang. So the systems are now talking to each other. So everything that happens in the app, that machine is talking to the iBoomerang machine. And kudos out to the developers on Vibe Rides and iBoomerang. They've been working relentlessly trying to get the systems to simultaneously and almost instantly talk to each other. So everything that now is happening in the app, every piece of information is getting pushed through the system. So we are up to date. Everyone is tracked. Everyone is tagged. We know exactly what's going on. Even though we did, it is now talking to each other. So that's really exciting. All right, so here's a visual. I just wanted to give you a visual today in regards to the icons on the app. So what the drivers were seeing before is they were just seeing the icons. And we had some questions coming through. What do the icons mean? Can you be more specific? So what we did is we programmed where now this actually means conversation. So you can tell it's about conversation, and this individual, Armando, likes to talk. So you'll know when they get into your vehicle, you'll know exactly what they want to do, whether they want to talk, they want to relax and stay quiet. You'll have an idea of that because that's part of Choose Your Vibe, right? We want to make sure our riders are comfortable and they've got the environment they've asked for. In regards to temperature now, so it was just the icon at first, and the temperature, of course, but we wanted to kind of clarify that and give everyone clarity. So that's the temperature text there underneath. And of course, we had the music icon. And then Armando likes rock and roll. So this is one, again, a choice that they have to choose their vibe. And now we have the text underneath that says music. And of course, Girl Power. Girl Power is not active at the moment. It will be soon, and we're really excited about that. But then again, it was an icon at first, and now it's Girl Power. So you can see what that was. And then here's just an example. So you know what we meant by sign in. So it used to say register, and of course, if you haven't registered, the register sign or the button will still be there. But in this case, this is what it'll look like if you're just signing in because you've already downloaded the app. And my computer is acting up. Okay. And just before we go into overdrive, Scott, I just want to give a shout out to the people out there, the road warriors, we call them, everyone out there that is helping out and giving us their input of what's going on out in the field. We're talking the Amy and the Joes of the world, the Marios, the Taras. I got a list because the Taras, the Ronettes, the Benjamins, the Estebans, all those individuals out there, and I apologize if I haven't mentioned your name. There's so many of you who have given us input and letting us know what's going out there out in the field so we can give you the best